Habari ya jioni wenzangu na watazamaji, habari ya jioni Miguda.
Habari ya jioni kaka, niko
By creating a
mzima.
My Account login, customers gain
Sorry.
access to features.
Okay, uko salama?
Niko salama. Nashukuru Mola kwa siku ya leo.
Okay, asante sana. Unajua kuanzia Thursday hatujakuwa hewani, tulikuwa na shughuli kubwa ambapo watu wetu wengine walikuwa katika ground wanafanya kazi fulani, so hatukupata nafasi kuwa hewani, lakini tulikuwepo.
Tulikuwepo, ni nzuri, tumerejea. Tumekuwa na shughuli hapa na pale, watu wetu walikuwa ground, na sasa pia hali ya maisha, lakini nashukuru Mola ya kwamba ametupa nafasi nzuri, tumerejea.
Okay, asante sana. Tukuuliza tu wiki yako, weekend yako imekuwa vipi?
Weekend yangu ijakuwa vibaya, imekuwa nzuri, na vile vile wiki yangu pia imekuwa nzuri. Tu kwa hali ya kawaida, Mola ameniwezesha nikavuka wiki nzuri, na vile vile weekend yangu imekuwa nzuri, na pia unapata weekend ilikuwa na mambo mengi. Tulikuwa na wale marafiki zetu ambao walijivunia kuwa wanasoka kama Arsenali, walichapa na timu ndogo sana kama Bournemouth, na vile vile majirani wetu Manchester City walifanya vizuri, wakafunga Chelsea, na tunasema kwa sasa tunaona kwamba wenyeji wa kombe wamerejea, wenyeji wamerejea sasa. Hii ndio wakati na leo pia Man U wanacheza usiku na tunatumaini ya kwamba watafunga.
Biguda, unajua kwa kweli hapa Premier League kuna wenye watakufa hapa mbele, naona kuna wenye watakufa hapa mbele.
Timu ilikuwa nzuri, Arsenal ilikuwa timu nzuri, team strong, imefanya vizuri kabisa. Sasa harakati za mwisho unapata hata timu iko chini kabisa.
Si next season watahamia lini? Hii next season ya Arsenal watahamia lini baba?
Unajua tulikuwa tunasema hapo ya kwamba nyinyi mngojeni tu, wenye ligi wanakuja. Na ilikuwa tu kama mchezo. Na ni ukweli, naona ya kwamba wenye ligi sasa hivi wanafunga watu mabao matatu. Zile timu kubwa kama Chelsea 3. Na tunaweza wanafungwa mawili. Jamani, ni kama hii soka, huyo kocha wao simu tunasema it's not tactical.
Because I don't know, it is something that Arsenal has always, like in the beginning of the Premier League, Arsenal usually does well, but the only problem, or I don't know where the problem usually comes, the finishing power they usually don't have. They have a starting power, they have that maintaining power during the Premier League, but now you are 9 points ahead. You're leading the table with 9 points, but now Man City has 1 game in hand. I think they're leading only with 3 points, right? How many points are they? 6 points.
6 points.
Yeah.
Man City is having a game at hand, and the next game is Man City versus Arsenal.
Arteta must go. Ataenda na hizo na sasa walikuwa, unajua kuna hapa walikuwa nasema sisi sasa treble.
Treble umeenda mbali, ilianza quadra. Ilikuwa 4. Moja kaenda kabaki 3. Moja ya kubaki 2. Sasa hizo wanasema next season.
next season. Imam Judith, this idea of next season, you Arsenal people, you need to stop it. Talk to your Arteta before he must go, and just let us be bwana. Hii mambo ya kutuweka pressure au kutuweka mnaturingia alafu baadaye mnakuja kuchapwa, ama mnauza game. Miguda, watu wanauza game
dakika ya mwisho. Kila mtu alijua kwamba Arsenal walikuwa timu nzuri, they have done very well from the starting point, maintaining. They have good players. In fact, their defense is one of the best in the
Yeah.
Premier League. Then all of a sudden, they can't climb finishing line.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. Miguda, we were having some field, so we did not get time to come to online, but like we were following the developing news that were coming, And there's something that happened during the weekend, and especially with regard to Gachagua and the United Opposition, or when they were in Kikuyu, they had massive population actually who came to listen to them. But along that line, when they were still having that conversation, the police came and tear gas and everything. And this is coming at a backdrop whereby we are talking about the political Goonism that we are seeing happening in the country, whereby we are seeing these gangs. What happened in Kisumu? We also saw some pictures that were going around along the highway that these people were deflating even the tires for the motorists and extorting money from them. And where is the problem? Does it mean that our police officers, they're not capable to deal with such lawlessness that we are seeing, especially in the political field? Secondly, this idea of the political, especially the United Opposition or anybody who is not aligned to the government, when they hold these political rallies, we will see the police will come and do the interference. Where is the problem?
The issue of lawlessness, in my
Mhm,
view,
mhm.
first, at times the police ought to be independent.
Yeah.
The police ought to be neutral. The
Mhm.
police ought to be impartial, whereby the service to the public
Yes.
is vested to them to serve the public inclusively, whereby there is no reason for identifying certain people to work with, certain people not to work with. And
Mhm,
whenever the police service is providing security to the people who have attended the rally, it
mhm,
is obvious that it is the people whom they are protecting the lives and
mhm,
as well as the properties. But
mhm,
this idea whereby police now shift from
mhm,
their neutral, from their independency, and now get instruction from state officers, getting instruction from political competitors.
mhm.
So they end up dealing with people exclusively, whereby they decide who to deal with, who
Yeah,
to
yeah.
arrest, who to
Mhm,
tear gas, rally to tear gas, we are not tear gas. That is the wrong idea. And when you talked about the United Opposition now being targeted,
mhm,
it's just a matter of using a criminal justice system to
mhm,
settle their political differences, which is,
mhm,
has been an historical issue in the country, whereby from time memorial,
mhm.
there have been use of criminal justice system to settle the
To
political difference. Going forward as a nation, we
mhm.
need to bury the old tactics. And if there's any issue whereby someone has decided to incite the public,
Yeah.
or someone has propaganda to war, or
Mhm.
someone has incite people to violence,
Yeah.
such a people should be arrested and they should be taken to the NCICK, or they should be taken to the EACC for thorough and proper interrogation so
Yeah.
that they can be liable and they can be served as example so that whenever people have rallies, people should
Mhm,
just stick to issue-based politics. People should just stick to whatever they are. But this issue of, without going further ado, to
mhm,
clear
mhm,
what has been said or what has been uttered in the rally, you go ahead and deal with
mhm.
the people with excessive force. That's a wrong idea.
Okay, now when we want to go deeper and maybe to look at it in depth, and let me take this opportunity to greet our good friend Paulo. Paulo, I hope you're doing well. We also seeing we're joined by Gypsy Connor too. Is here with us. When you look at the police system, the police that we have, especially um, uh, on discharging their duties that are given to them, the powers that have been given to them by the Constitution of Kenya. Um, and they're not doing so because, like, you find themselves sometimes doing some of the things that are so much questionable. Do you think the incompetency of the police is being sabotaged by the people in leadership, especially? because like they pull the strings, and the police has have to do that because they know if they don't do, maybe their job might be at risk depending on who they're dealing with. So they just have to do that. So
Exactly.
the police themselves
Exactly.
are not incompetent. They're doing their job, but because there's somebody who is pulling the string and who might put their job at risk, so they have just to do that.
I want to agree with you, and a very good thought. The police, in my view,
Yeah.
they can be competent, or they have
Mm-hmm.
been taken through trainings,
Mm-hmm.
they have been taken through schools whereby they understand even the issue of criminal and other stuffs, how to
Yeah.
deal with the criminal, how to
Mm-hmm.
deal with the threat of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
But in the other way, you find that the police, like I've told you, they ought to be independent,
Mm-hmm.
which they are being headed by IG of
Mm-hmm.
the police. And now I get the point whereby instructions can come from a state officer,
Yeah.
whereby or a politician
Mm-hmm.
who has an access to IG and the DIG.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, this instruction can roll down to the common police at the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the common police at the ground, during the training, they were told that they act on order. So when an order, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a rightful order or
Mm-hmm.
it is unlawful order, they'll just act within that concept that as a police officer, I
Yeah.
must act in order. So when the order comes from the big man, be
Mm.
it unlawful order, be it lawful order, there
Yeah.
are some police officers who might decline based on their decisions, but
Yeah.
most, a good number, won't decline. And let me tell you, if you decline any order, you might risk losing your job,
Yeah.
or you might at least get transfer. Usually, they can threaten you that we are going to take you to arid and semi-arid areas, where some people tell you we are going to take you to Garissa, and so on
Baragol.
and so forth. Baragoi, and so on and so forth. So that threat, some people don't want to go to those arid and semi-arid areas. At the same time, some people don't want to risk losing their job. But there are people who have tried to do so. Remember the Shakir the Cope, who tried not to act on unlawful order, and he was, I think, he indicted, and right now I think he has not resumed back to the station. So such things, there is threatens, whereby if I think that if you are indicted, you are not going to get half of your salary.
Okay.
So police officers or are afraid of such actions being taken against them by their bosses. So in
Yeah.
other words, the police can be competent, but out of that fear, they can just act on unlawful orders just to make sure that they align with the
Mhm.
authority at that time. So that is a very much okay.
Yeah, you've just mentioned one of them, and also remember they know Afande. I don't know whether you remember he was a famous police officer who actually was using the digital platform to do community policing, and at some point during the protest, I think he was seen in one of the protests, and that one made him to resign from his job. The other day, I saw he was selling the boiled maize on the road, and as you know, our social how our social platform always usually when such like videos or surfaces, the people are having various opinions, those who are castigating, but I tell you, this is you may find that they know he's making more by selling that as compared to where he was in the police. But now that freedom of mind, that is what everybody is looking for. Like, he's very free, you know he's very peaceful. There's that peace that he enjoys at himself, you know so and people are saying, oh, you could have not resigned and all that. Who hajakuomba? Now he's living his life best. The other day I saw he was taking her daughter to school. He has not asked for any money, and wewe uko hapo na anyway. That is how we are, Mr. Miguda. you know
That is, I remember also Samido,
yeah, Samido.
for
Actually,
example.
Samido did not go back to the service, right?
Yeah, he never went back. And
And
remember,
eh,
whenever you are free to do your business, like there's no taxes, like you don't pay house levy,
yeah.
you don't pay for NSSF, yeah. So you operate within your limits.
Yeah, Brother Benson Media, I don't agree with you fully. Okay, the police officers take orders from the top because of job security, but we also have police officers as a power agent. They do what suits them. True, but now you know where where we were pinning our thoughts was, especially look at what happened to Rigathi Gachagua. He was having his own rally. You know, the rally was peaceful because at what point should a police lobby the tear gas? One, the police should lobby the tear gas when the crowd is a threat, you know, to the people who are around, or the crowd is a threat to the even those who are within that crowd. But if you look at what happened to Rigathi Gachagua, especially when he was going to Kikuyu, was there any threat that would have necessitated the police to lobby the tear gas? You know, and if that the threat was there. So some of the police officers are competent, you know, they do their job, you know, because they should law and order. Their main aim, or what is that they are mandated of, I mean, is to keep law and order. And if you look at that rally, they were orderly, you know, there was nothing that was very threat, and like they end up throwing the tear gas. So the question is, who might have given the orders? Yeah, and the people who are given the orders, maybe they fear that if we don't carry out the order, maybe our job might be at risk. So they ended up doing it anyway. So some of them are competent, they've gone through training, but because of fear of job security, they tend to do it. I also agree with you that those who also take advantage of the positions that they have, you know, to intimidate or to uh, practice those which are outside the law. Because, like, if you look at the police, the training that they go through, you know, they know when this is unlawful. You know, this is unlawful, you're not following the law, and this is not orderly. So if you're not orderly, then I will come and maintain law and order. But at a point whereby people are in order, there's nobody who is breaking the law, then we saw what happens. And at the end of the day, what happens? Somebody end up losing the life, or we end up getting those injuries. So that's where we are pinning our thought on. Thank you so much for that. Miguda, also, let's go to the good county of Kisumu. Today, Professor Nyang' Nyong'o and all the county who is who today held a meeting, especially to discuss the security of Kisumu, especially the gangs, what is being taken. And something that has really happened immediately after the incident of Ososi, there are quite a number of people who have come out and are trading, you know, are giving warning that those who also oh, okay, okay, okay. There are those also who are also giving warning that, you know, and this one has brought in memory. Miguda, I don't know whether you've read the memory of during the time when Jaramogi, then Raila, when Raila was just coming into politics, during the Moi time, there was this war between Oile and Raila Amolo Odinga. If you can get that, especially that history, try and find somewhere and read it and know how sometimes it was very, even very, very difficult in the initial stages for Raila to come and address rallies in Kisumu. It was one of those difficult moments, especially when Raila and Oile would meet. You know, it was very one of the, you know, those who have story could tell you, you know. And in the stories, they say that Oile used to have his own group of people, would say the gangs, that would control Kisumu. But there was a way in which Raila Odinga, you know, find a way in which and of taking him, and Raila became the the kingpin of Kisumu. But those are some of the stories that you could read. So just come to Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, because Anyang' Nyong'o, the governor of Kisumu, including the county security apparatus, they met, and he was giving a statement that they're going to deal with the security issue in Kisumu, because it's not only for Osotsi. There are other security matters that has been happening in Kisumu. So let's wait and see if Kisumu is going to get order, and the gangs and Goonism is going to be cracked in Kisumu. What do you say about that?
The issue of gangs, goons, of late, no, this is the first time, the way you have said, from the historical perspective, there haven't been issues Raila and Oile. And Kisumu has been, you understand Kisumu very well, you have been there, you understand the Banyata, the Kondele slums, whereby people have, the same Kisumu have had even people called Baghdad at a time in 2007. There was
China.
Baghdad. China. So there are groups of people, and that's why people are like, you find people like Mada, the renowned gangs have come from Kisumu. So going forward as a people, I think we have a problem, because right now, I think they have their government officers or politicians who are actually paying them. They are on payroll, and they will work. No, Goonism, if you're a goon, it means that you have nothing to do. The only thing you can do is to ensure that you protect a politician or a state officer, or whenever there is a rally, you know they are also in rallies, what they are doing. And this someone who is idle, someone who is not engaged, someone who, if you can pay him on a monthly basis, you just maintain his lifestyle. So if you maintain his lifestyle, he will work for you effectively. Like the people who beat of Sotsi, they were well paid. And that's like their permanent job. Let me tell you, Bro Benson. Some of the information we have, the CDF money, some of the MPs, they use, in CDF they got, I think, 149 million. There is that 20 million which is set aside for maintaining just goods. There are people who are actually being paid by MPs from the time the MP was in parliament, that 15 years. For that 15 years, someone has been on the MP payroll, 20,000 per month. 20,000 per month is like a JSS teacher getting salary, and he's not doing it. So if you go to town, they are very clean people. They are always they're from the same in base. They're playing draft, and they are watching football, and they're just idle. So they know that whenever they get instruction, they work on the spot. So I think this issue of Goonism or gang should be interrogated by the state officer. But the hypothetical part of it is that the same state officers also have their own goons, have their own gangs, who are civilians, who are acting on their behalf. But let me tell you, these ones who are arrested, they'll just be acquitted with as times goes by, because I think we are in a mess era, and the early we realize it, we rectify this issue, the better. Because remember, even during the times of Uhuru Kenyatta, the Nairobi business community, there was nothing like Nairobi business community. So where are they today? They haven't come out to protect their business in the CBD. Nairobi business community was a gang of a certain politician. So I think that's what the problem is.
And something that we also have to agree that all this that is happening, especially accessibility of these gangs, as you said earlier, these gangs are being accessed and are being funded by these politicians, because we are seeing photos going around of them. They're the same politicians having photos with them. They take photos. They assign them their duties. All that. But now the only problem is, if the money is going to reduce, if now you cannot afford them, because like if somebody is affording you with 500, somebody is coming with 1,000, the next person, then the next service that you will, if you want to procure us, our rate card has gone up, so it will reach a point whereby you cannot get them. And I think also, sometimes you find that even them, like for example, what happened during the rally of Rigathi Gachagua, you see, all in the morning, all the photos that were going around, especially these people were terrorizing motorists, the people who are not even interested in the rally. They deflate the tires. Some of them, I think, there were money extorted from them. I saw a big truck was stuck by the roadside. So in the name of politics, it tells us that we are still very far, Miguda, to actualize even the dream of our constitution of 2010. If we can go this lawlessness, is becoming the order of the day. Hey, Msimama Barigani.
No, bro, before Msimama comes in, sometimes when you go to...
I've lost you, Miguda. Okay, Msimama, you can talk as we wait for... Okay, go ahead.
You meet them working out, the kind of stories they are telling in gym, they are talking about how they are going to beat a certain opponent. They're talking about how they are going to protect a certain opponent. They're just weird with their stories. So these guys are connected. They do work out together. They hang out together. There is their boss, their sponsor, who channel the money to them. And most of them are not employed. Most of them, maybe they never went to school. There's no hope for them. They never had any skills. They never went to TVET. They don't know how to do masonry work. They don't know how to do tiling or roofing. So they're just there huddling. So that's their source of income. So until we resolve it right now, we're gonna have gangs all over the town of this country.
And before even Msimamo comes in, and you find that sometimes the security apparatus sometimes just I don't know whether they do not have powers or they fear. Yes, Msimamo Barigani.
Salama ndugu, hali vipi?
Kwema.
Kwema jamaa.
Uko vipi leo?
Nashukuru Mungu bwana, kidogo na unafuu bwana, kidogo namshukuru Mungu.
Okay, asante.
Naweza nikazungumza, lakini tangia juzi naona nimekabwa jamaa wangu, lakini Mungu mkubwa, namshukuru Mungu bwana.
Okay, nashukuru uko buheri wa afya. Labda tukutilia
sijarekaba vile, ni ile tu kwamba na hamu na kipindi alafu lakini namshukuru Mungu, si vile juzi na jana yani, lakini imani kwamba as I'm moving on itaendelea kukaba.
Okay, asante sana. Labda kama unaweza tilia maneno hii mambo ya Goonism ambao sisi tunaona inatokea katika nchini, na lawama litawekwa wapi? Tutaweka kwa wanasiasa ama tutaweka kwa wale ambao wamepatiwa nyadhifa ambazo zinafaa ziangalie kwamba nchi iko na usalama? Sana sana waziri wa nchi za ndani, tuseme kwamba Murkomen, unachukua juzi alikuwa ameongea akasema hata sitaki kuongea juu ya kitu alisema kwa sababu bado it doesn't make sense for me,
Ungeongea kwa sababu ina make sense kwake, ina make sense kwa wafuasi wake, lakini hai make sense kwa yule Mkenya ambaye anaheshimu katiba na sheria. Unajua huku kwetu tuna msemo ambao unasema mkuki kwa nguruwe, mtamu kwa binadamu mchungu. Nimemuona hapa akisema atafunga Goons support na ambao ni position ama ndio mwananchi ama wale wanapigana nao kwamba wataweza kuwafunga wale Goons ambao wanatembea nao. Mimi nishangaa sana, nikashika tamaa. Ina maana yani wao wakitembea na Goons ni sawa na hao wakitembea na wanaolinda wao wenyewe, kwa sababu wao hata kama ni Goons lakini hawajazusha wala hawajaleta vurugu mikutano yao, kama hakuja kuwa na tear gas, mikutano ni amani hapo.
Okay.
So chimbuko la haya yote ya Goonism hatuwezi niweka lawama upande wa United Opposition. Lawama tunaweka haswa kwa government, haswa hususa wakina Murkomen ambao wanasimamia hicho kitengo. So Goonism wao ndo wanaelewa haswa na ndo wenye huo mpango. So wakiwa wamekuwa overpowered na hawa wengine, sasa ndio nageuka kuwa ni hawa ndio wanagunzi. So nashangaa sasa tushike lipi, lakini yote tisha ya Kaisari tutampa Kaisari na ngozi tutampa ngozi. Mbivu na bichi itajulikana azua mimi kwamba haswa ni akina nani ndio mastermind wa hawa.
Okay, asante sana. You know what? Sometimes when I listen to the Interior Minister or CS, Murkomen, especially when he talk about issues of security, it begs me wonder, especially where does he get his briefing? One, if you know very well that the united opposition or any other person are having the goons and you're the government, what is the next thing that you should do? And you still say that we will arrest them. So which means you know very well, and you know that it exists, and you cannot arrest them. Miguda, what do you say about your CS for Interior?
My CS.
Yeah, you're a Kenyan. You're a Kenyan. He's our
I'm a
CS.
Kenyan, but is Ruto CS. You know what I can say. You understand the guy. The guy
Mhm,
has been transferred from since Ruto was elected. He has served 3 dockets. So you
mhm,
understand the issue of incompetency. When he was there in transport, we had issues like Adani. When he was in sports, Talanta Hela Stadium was not progressing. Many things happen. Now he's in the interior. He has come out saying that he knows what he's doing. He is privy to intelligence. He knows
mhm,
the owners of the goods. He knows how
mhm,
the money was channeled.
mhm,
So he has come out to defend his PS. That is obvious. There's no way he will go counter to the PS.
mhm,
What I can say about the CS for Interior, I can say that he has let the country down because
mhm.
it's very much obvious. We can't breed goons in the country,
Yeah.
and they are a threat to the lives of the people and property. I
Mhm,
had a clip. I'll share with you after the show. There was
mhm,
somebody who was shot in a police officer in Kisumu, in
mhm,
the gate of the police station. Then the police officer who saw the incident went back to pick a gun. The people who shot the person already had fled with the motorbike. Then he shot at the hair. Insecurity all over in Kisumu. Until it happens to you, that is when you will call for that security.
yeah, you
But
will.
the issue of Goonism should come to an end. That's why I can say my CS, our CS, Ruto CS, is incompetent because instead of resolving the primary issues, it goes ahead and now try to make it look like a political issue whereby he is warning the opponents or the people who want to compete them in the future that they should stop calling names. But there were CCTV footage
Mhm,
which showed the people who did so to Osotsi,
yeah.
and even the people who did so to Osotsi are allies to some position MPs. So cannot only be convenient when these goons are serving you,
Mm,
but when they are against you now, you call them out. I can say we need we can even regulate if we
mhm,
cannot end them totally,
mm,
but we should ensure that the people who are managing them, be it state
mhm,
officers,
mhm,
be it whoever who is managing them,
mhm,
these goons must manage because they don't work, they don't have income. They don't have
mm,
any income. Most of
yeah.
them they work in car wash. Most of them
Mm,
they work in clubs. So they provide they are like bouncers.
yeah.
If you look at them, you can find he's a bouncer. He's
Mhm,
working in the car wash during the daytime.
mhm,
So they are a threat to the Kenyan citizens' lives. So what we need to do as a country, if you can regulate them, that if you're a bouncer, you
mm,
must show us that you're a bouncer. If you are working the car wash with the group, so if you are found in other activities like
mm,
Goonism,
yeah.
how do we treat you? We should regulate it because, like right now, the young people who have just faced their Form 4s, who have
Yeah.
not gotten an opportunity to go to colleges or campus, they have
Mm,
been recruited to Goonism. The other time I told you when I attended the rally, I was surprised. The young people, they were
mm,
protecting Waishimi, and there were the people in the front line. The young guys, they are just now being recruited. So
mm,
I think it's high time because they are big in number,
mhm.
and as a Kenyan, they are a threat to our lives. Those of us who are not part of the game. So you get the point.
Yeah, I get the point. And one thing that you have to know, by now, those who are accessing them or those who are procuring them, they feel that is a good stuff. But in the long run, they will even come and attack you because, like, um, what connects you with them? Your contract is the money that you give out. They don't play. They only pay allegiance to you when you contract them and give them, or you procure them. But if your opponent are going to procure them and give them those instructions, they are also going to inflicting pain to you. So it is something that the leadership should look into. All right, thank you so much. And today we want to talk about something that has been these are some of the things that here in discussion we've been discussing about. Especially you talk about the deal between ODM and UDA. As today, I can confirm none of the leaders, especially in UDA and ODM, are talking about the 10-point agenda, and that is something that's brought them together. And what people are now discussing about is how the politics of 2027 will happen. But there's a tension, and the ODM has threatened to walk out of the deal because they feel that they're not getting what they're supposed to get, because they say that we came in good faith, but we are not seeing that replicated to us. So what is happening? There's also some rumors that people feel there's insiders. These are rumors. They're still not confirmed. Rumors going around. Yeah, they still not confirmed that they feel that Oburu Odinga is not doing much, and Junet Mohammed is these are rumors. Okay? Hizi ni zile za ndani, watu wanasema kwamba ni watu wanaongea pale, wanasema kwamba mheshimiwa Oburu ni kama hana impact kwa hiyo position, na ni kama kuna venye mambo haiko vizuri kabisa katika chama cha ODM, kwa sababu wanaona kwamba pia wamechezwa. Lakini hizi ni jambo ambazo sisi tulisema kutokea kitambo kwamba hawakukuwa wanaelewa. Unajua siasa ya Rais William Ruto, wewe labda walikuwa wanaangalia tu 2027, lakini president aliangalia mbali. Kuna siku saizi Ruto akitaka, rais akitaka kuenda Kisumu atasema kwamba wacha nimpigie hata mbunge wa Kisumu akuja nikaribisha. Atakuja yeye mwenyewe one on one with the people. That is what is going to happen. So let me just take you through some of the complaints that we are getting, especially that was carried today in one of the dailies. Very interesting, especially with the Linda ground. And also there's something that also we've witnessed, the slowdown of Linda ground. You know, I don't know when did they have their rallies. The Linda ground especially is disappearing, and they don't mention it anymore. And there are quite a number of ODM members who are also sitting in the fence. I think you know them. I think you know those who are sitting in the fence. They don't want to come out publicly, but they're sitting in the fence. So some of the issues that it tells that this union is kind of getting to an end, and I will read for you one by one, and I want to get your views. The state machinery being used to coerce or to harass ODM MP, especially from Coast and Western, to defect to UDA. Sikia hiyo unasikia aje? Wanaambiwa bana, nyinyi lazima mkuje UDA. Now you remember Ayub Savula the other day, he said that even the other day the governor, I think it's governor for Kakamega, at some point he said that he might go to UDA, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I misquote him. So they are being coerced. This is something that was carried on the Daily Nation today, one of the dailies. Yeah, the state machinery being used to coerce, harass ODM MPs, especially from Coast and Western. And what does that one mean? It means that the ODM party, if it happens, ODM party is going to remain a Luo Nyanza affair. It will only be in the Luo Nyanza. And what does that one mean? That one means that they're going to be weaker and weaker. And there is nothing that they're going to bargain for. They're going to get. Let me get your reaction, Mr. Meguda, on this.
So me, I'm happy because it has come to pass.
Yeah.
It's not a new issue in my thoughts.
Yeah.
It's something we have discussed, something that we prophesied, something that we projected. So we told them that right now the party is over. The party is over. The party was big.
Yeah.
The party is over, and everybody should play at their doorstep. Go back to your doorstep and play. And we understand as much as they don't understand William Ruto, we the people or the spectators, we understand the players much better than the players themselves, because we are able to view Ruto at 3D,
and we are able to know his game. I don't, bro, Benson, me, I don't get it. How come someone like Wanga, old people, someone like Oburu, they can't see that they are being played? You know that thing doesn't make sense for me. How possible that people like Buddy, they don't know that they're being played? People like Opondo Kaloma, it's very obvious. You don't trust someone to that extent in politics. You don't pledge your loyalty to a person to that extent.
So do you want to say that
let me tell you,
Rigathi Gachagua is vindicated?
Exactly. Gachagua has been vindicated for a quite long time because let me tell you, Gachagua first said that Ruto told him that this ODM are destroyed. It has come to pass. Gachagua told us that Ruto told him that Raila Odinga, I'll manage him, then I know I'll balance it. It has come to pass. Gachagua told us that he went to the mountain and the Bible story, the Christianity story, then he get away with it. Now he's going to Nyanza with Mandeleo. But let me tell you, you are right when you say Ruto will go to Nyanza by himself because the issue of zoning, those are the signs. We told these people there's no way you will tell people like Sarah Kimba now do not buy, and they have spent their resources going to UDA. They will buy. There will be UDA MPs in Nyanza. That's a war because the Western coast will align to Ruto. They go to UDA. They have said the Luo Nyanza, it will plant UDA across the board. Let me tell you, Brother Benson, today I want to be the MP for Omabay Town. And you are telling me that I should allow zoning so that Opondo Kaloma to be zoned, and me I can't contest with UDA. I'll contest with UDA. If you deny me UDA, I'll go to Linda Wananchi. If you deny me Linda Wananchi, I'll go to independent. There's no day you can infringe my rights of contesting because of Opondo Kaloma. No, I can't postpone my time to become MP in this country because of Opondo Kaloma, who has been MP for the last 15 years. Let him go home. Me, I want to be an MP for first term. You can't tell me to postpone my ambition to become MP for Suna East for the first time because of Junet Mohammed, because of ODM zoning. I'll go to the people with the agenda and issues. I persuade them, they vote for me. So I can say the party is over, and we are glad because signs were there. But you know what happened, Bro Benson? Orengo and Babu tried to play safe. They tried to play safe because you must analyze your opponent. If you don't analyze your opponent, my friend, then you are in for it. So let them enjoy what they wanted for a long time. Because right now it has come to their mind that Ruto was playing them. Because me, I am suggesting that I'm suspecting that maybe the money which was being given to them to go across the country to advert Linda ground has been stopped. No money is coming from Ruto right now. So they have realized, oh, kumbe, and Raila was very genius. That's why he left people like Sifuna behind. He could have got there to the people. So I don't want to get stressed up with these things of Wanga and the allies. Let them sort out the issue themselves. Me, I'm moving forward as a Kenyan. I'm very much glad, like in 2027, anyone but not Ruto. That's I'll curse it. I don't care. Even if regulation will go back to set out. That is his own problem. But the people who are following him, the people who are misleading the country, sort out your issues. Pole pole. And remember, they're going to be one term.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And just to let you know, we are streaming this broadcast in 2 channels. We have Kikao na Sauti, and we have also Brother Benson Media. So you can subscribe where you're watching us. If you are in Brother Benson Media and you've not subscribed to Kikao na Sauti, we are kindly requesting you to do so. And also, if you are in Kikao na Sauti and you've not subscribed to Brother Benson Media, you can also do that so that when we go live like this and having such like conversation, the YouTube will notify you. Now, let me come to you, my brother Mzalendo. Hey, msimamo, sorry kabisa. Sasa jambo lingine ambapo pia another issue that also is emerging, that which is making this especially the coalition or the honeymoon to end right now, is that the ODM members in cabinet and PS positions, remember the experts, Remember the experts that were given to the government, that the expert, this include Mbadi, Opiyo Wandayi, Hassan Joho, Oparanya, you know, the PSS position, including that were given to Olunga and the rest, you know. So what is emerging is that they are being pressured, wanaambiwa kwamba nyinyi lazima mkae mbali na chama cha ODM, au wanaambiwa hivyo, lazima mkae mbali na chama. Sasa hiyo naweza sema kwamba hata wakati ambapo ODM walienda katika ile SDC, sikuona Mbadi hakukuwepo, sikuona Opiyo Wandayi. Yenda ikawa ni maneno haya ni ya ukweli. Kakangu, wewe unasema nini?
Asante kaka, kwanza ni wasalimie ndugu zangu upande wa comment section, maana ni muda kulia Judith na Paul na wengine. Mimi kwa kweli kaka, nilizungumzia hili nikasema cost, sahau biashara ya ODM, viongozi wote ni UDA. Nilizungumza hapa si mara moja si mara mbili, sahau ni kwamba cost kuna ODM, cost ni UDA. Huo ndio mpango mzima. So sasa hilo limekuja kukamilika. Kwa hiyo hapa hakuna geni, kwa sababu yale ambayo tumeyazungumza, yale ambayo tumeonya, au yale ambayo yamezungumzwa na viongozi, hata Gachagua, yote yamekuja kupita. ODM tulisema kitabaki chama kidogo sana. Hii kielele yote na mikutano hii ya kupangwa ya support kutoka mali nyingine ndio imeaffect, kwa sababu sasa hatuwaoni. So sijui itakuwaje, lakini kwa kweli ODM ndio hivyo, kwamba ilitakiwa iwe hivyo, kwa sababu ingesumbua haswa katika masuala mazima na upenzi kwa wananchi, na ilikuwa italeta tija haswa kwa upande wa opposition, na ndio maana akasema hii nitatia kiganjani na nitahakikisha ODM imekuwa hapo. Kulikuwa na lengo, so lengo limekamilika na kile ambacho amekizungumza kimetimilika. Unaona, so mwenye hapa tukazungumza ni nani anafaidi sasa katika hii sarakasi ya ODM ya linda mwananchi na linda ground. Tukaja hapa najibu kwamba ni Kasongo, yeye ndio atafaidika, kwa sababu uongo si kazi. Hata taka asimamishe watu wake kila mahali, yani nia yake kubwa ni kuua vyama vingine vyote. Sasa alijaribu hapa Jubilee, tukaona na ODM, sijui kwa nini haikusoma kwa Jubilee kile kilikuwa wakati ule hadi maofisi akavamiwa, unaelewa. Then akalazimisha haswa rais mstaafu aweze kuingilia kati haswa ndo akanusuru hiki chama, lakini la sivyo Jubilee pia ingekuwa ishamezwa. So kwa hili kwa Benson, mimi nitakuwa mfupi, ni kwamba tulilitabiri na limekuja kupita. Lengo lilikuwa ni kuua ODM mazima na sifa yake patupu, ishie pamoja na baba mazima. Na Sifuna hapa amejaribu kutetea na Orengo amejaribu kuwaeleza kwamba jamani, hapana, lakini mwisho wa siku wao ndo wamekuwa wabaya, hasa watu wa nyumbani, hasa kuweza kuwapiga haswa na kuonekana kwamba hawapati muungaji mkono. Watu wameingia katika sherehe ya ndoa. Sasa hivi ni lini ulisikia mkutano wa linda mwananchi ama ODM ile ambayo tulikuwa tunaiona kina Junet Mohamed yuko wapi? Wanga yuko wapi? Mzee wetu Buru yuko wapi? Na kina Mbadi wako wapi? Kina wale walikuwa wanazungumzia haswa ODM kwamba sisi hatuko kwa broad based government, kwa power. Power utapewa na nani? Power unapewa na mwananchi, hupewi na kiongozi. Power unapewa na mwananchi, hupewi na mrengo. Power hupewi na coalition. Power unapewa na mwananchi kutokana na haswa ametathmini, ameona kwamba unafaa haswa kwa pale. Sasa nilikuwa nashangaa hii power na demand wataipata kutoka kwa nani? Kwa hiyo ni mwiba wa kujitakia na kawaida hauumizi kaka. ODM ndio hivyo, not only wakitaka kunusuru bali nafasi wako nayo. Mimi kimtazamo wangu, na kufanya kosa si kosa, warudi drawing board, wafanye mkutano, walete SG wao, walete kila mtu pale, then waregeshe tena, wafufue tena ODM tena, wamregeshe haswa Sifuna na wale wengine, then wapange mikakati mpya tena, wahame mrengo na waanze kushambulia sasa kiukali, ili kuwaeleza haswa wananchi kwamba mambo hayawi mambo Sasa huku ndiko tuliko, kwa sababu tumeona kwamba tumejaribu kuleta hili na kudimandi hili, tumekataliwa. Kwa hivyo huku ni kugumu, milango ni migumu, haifunguki. Kwa maana hiyo tunarudi kule kule tulipokuwa, na waungani na wengine kuweza kutufukuzia haswa Kasongo, ili kura ile ambayo iko kule haswa pande za Luo Nyanza na kule ambako kuna wafuasi wa ODM, basi iweze kuhakikisha kwamba haezi ishia hasa mikononi kwa ubwana. Kwao wasiwe na haya na kujiona wanyonge kwamba tutaambiwaje. Makosa ya siasa ni kawaida, but nafasi wanayo. Kuna Gladys Wanga, kuna Mzee Uburu, warudi drawing board, wafanye uchaguzi mpya, wafanye mikakati mpya, halafu watoke kwa kasi zaidi na mikutano ya mfululizo, na waungane haswa na vyama vingine vile ambavyo viko kwa Azimio na United Opposition kwa ujumla, ili kusudi haswa tuendeleze kumuondoa huu bwana, kwa sababu cost huko amemaliza kabisa viongozi wetu wote wameweza kuweka viganjani, ila amebakisha ni mwananchi tu ndiye ambaye mwananchi hajamuwahi kisawasawa, lakini kwa kweli hali ni kama hiyo. Asante.
Alright, asante. Gypsy Corner, I hear you. Thank you so much. And you know, hata ukizungumzia haya, kuna baadhi ya vitu ambazo sisi tulizungumzia hapa na tumekuwa tukizungumzia kwa sababu tulikuwa tunauliza faida itakuwa ya nani, kwa sababu jambo la kwanza kitu ambacho ODM walifanya makosa makubwa sana ni kwamba waliingia mzima wakati ambapo yani ni watu ambao walitongozwa na lugha mzuri, naweza sema hivyo. Labda walikuwa wanapatiwa zile vitu ambazo zinawarembesha. Unajua, kama mtoto mdogo, unajua unaweza mdai ama mpatia peremende, chukua hii. Unajua unapatiwa peremende, unajua ile peremende unapatia mdogo mdogo, kupatii yote, yani unapatia tu mdogo mdogo, alafu unabadi kama bado uko na ile hamu ya kukula peremende, unapatia tu kama kitone kidogo hichi. Lakini wakati utagundua kwamba hii peremende iko na maneno, utakuwa ushaingia ndani mpaka hata kutoka inakuwa ni shida. So this is something that we've always been speaking about, not that we are supporting ODM or we are supporting UDA, but we are just giving our analysis, and what we've been saying actually is something that is happening, and sometimes like some of the leaders do not listen to us. We've talked of something like zoning. That is a very big issue. Miguda mentioned about it. Mzalendo Msimamo also mentioned about the zoning. There's no way, there's no way that you are going to create zoning. And remember, when you look at the issue of zoning, especially in the urban centers, it was very, very, very obvious, especially in the coalition. But in the rural areas, it was not very, very popular, or it was not being practiced. But when you look at the part of ODM, it was that ODM, since that people loved Raila so much, such that even in the rural areas, once a pronouncement is made, but if a pronouncement was made by Raila that, we are going to vote all ODM, 6 piece, 6 piece. It was a 6 piece, and this one was so much in the rural areas. People listened to that, and people kind of like agree to that call, which is not going to happen right now. Now you cannot talk about 6 piece. So with this, now ODM they feel that it is strengthening for them. One, because some of the leaders who are pushing for this zoning, especially for ODM, some of them have not performed well, especially in their constituencies. Another thing that they're pushing for this zoning is I think it's also how they can reward certificates to the people who are very loyal to them, not people who are very rebel. Because once you have somebody who's very rebel, it means you're going to be weaker in parliament. So, and so that is one. And another thing that also ODM has to know, this is something that we are telling them, especially the ODM. Come next general election, ODM is going to have the fewer number of members of parliament than ever before in the history of ODM. In the 20 years of ODM, ODM are going to have the less number of parliament, and majority of them, even if they are 10 out of what, they're going to come from Luo Nyanza. That is what is going to happen from the look of things. So we've talked about zoning. So that is also a very big issue that is making ODM also to work out of the ODM. So another thing, maybe this is something that we've talked about. ODM walijiunga kwa haraka sana. Immediately baba alikufa ama kuaga kwake kwa baba, hawakuacha hata ile, they did not even have that mourning period. So,
unajua kaka, na kukatiza hapa kwa sababu natemwa na kukatiza tu ili nimalize ufunguzi wangu, pia na jisihisi kwamba bado mwili nimeingia baridi. Nitafute mahali nipumzike kidogo.
Okay, asante.
Ni hivi, uharaka huu ulikuwa na sababu. Uharaka huu ulikuwa na sababu, kwa sababu kilichomkwaza Kasongo ni pale baba alipotamka kwamba ni nani kasema ODM hatutasimama kama sisi. Hapa nafikiri ilikwaza zaidi. Ndio hii kasi hii yote, mwisho mzee wetu kumbe siku zake nazo zilikuwa zimebakia hizo kidogo, ameenda. Ndo mwanya huu katumika pale pale kuweza kupewa uburu hata pasipo kujua kwamba anapewa hiyo nafasi, na wachache ambao waliweza kupanga kuweza kutimiza hili. So kimtazamo wangu kwamba hawakuwa na nafasi ya kumona, na licha ya kumona hawakuweza kupanga kwamba tumeondokewa. Sasa ni ipi plani yetu ili kunusuru chama? Bado walikuja tu na narrative kwamba hiki ni chama kubwa, si kutoka South Sahara mpaka siu Limpopo, si mpaka wapi. Lakini hapa mara nyingi kawa nazungumza kaka kwamba nikawa nazungumza kwamba ni chama kikubwa ndiyo, lakini under whose leadership?
Yes.
Kwa sababu kingekuwa ni chama kikubwa, kwa sababu tayari tumeenda kwa uchaguzi na ODM imeweza kuchukua viti vingi pasipo baba, hapo ningeamini kwamba ni chama kikubwa. Lakini kimekuwa chama kikubwa under whose leadership? Pili, hao wajumbe wote na wafuasi wote walitengenezwa kwa wakati gani? Pili, lengo haswa la kuaminika mpaka kiwe chama kikubwa, kilikuwa chama kikubwa, lengo lake lilikuwa ni lipi? Halikuwa linafungamana na wasio kutendea mema hili taifa. ODM ilikuwa ni mstari wa mbele haswa katika vyama vyote kuweza kusimama na mwananchi, patilo wakaruka wakaenda kwa power. Kwa hiyo wacha wapewe power sasa hivi. Mimi nikimaliza, unaona kama ni power wataipata sasa hivi kwa view sasa, na wachache wachache watarudi na wengi wataondoka, kwa sababu hapa walikuwa nijaribu kujificha kusudi kwamba kama pengine kilikatokea bao la kusukuma na mkono, maybe wangeonewa imani kwa sababu wameweza kuunga mkono haswa kuliko. Lakini huyu alikuwa na lengo tofauti haswa. Huyu jirani ambaye amekaribishwa hapa alikuwa na lengo tofauti, kukiua mazima, kwa sababu kilikuwa kinampa utata. Unajua 2022 hakuna chama ambacho kilimpa usingizi, hakimpi usingizi kama ODM ikiongozwa na mzee hapa. Na wakati walikuwa hawafungamani, ni kama ardhi na mbingu, kama vile tunashuhudia Gachagua sasa hivi na yeye, unaona. So ndio ilikuwa wakati ule wa baba pamoja na Kasongo. So Kasongo akajaribu kwenda kifua, hatuwezi mleta baba, mimi si kama wale wengine. Lakini mwisho wa siku akaona uji uko moto, sasa ni lazima nimlete mzee hapa karibu ili njinusuru na nibaki katika mamlaka. Maana kama si baba kwa kweli hangekuwa katika mamlaka haswa, maana alikuwa amefika mahali kwamba hajui kwa kuanzia. So ODM imetumika kama dau wakati ule, imefika ufukweni, sasa hivi imegeuka kwa gogo. Kwa hiyo tusishangae jamani kwamba ni vipi. But nikimalizia mimi ni kwamba kama nilivyotangulia kusema, nafasi wanayo. Kuvunjika kwa mwiko sio mwisho wa kula ugali. Hata unaweza kata kamti kingine katena tukachonga na ugali tukaupika watu wakala. Warudi bado nafasi wanayo, na kwa sababu wamekaa hapo ndani kwa muda, kuna machache ambao wameweza jifundisha nayo hapo. So akina Wandai, akina Mbadi, akina Uparanya, wale wote ambao walikuwa ni expertise, waacha waondoke, warudi drawing board, waache hii serikali kabisa. Then waongeze kasi ule upande wa United Opposition pamoja na wao na kuunganisha azimio yao. Then huyu jamaa atakuwa hana mbavu, unaona. Lakini wakimwacha hivi ambavyo anakwenda, basi watasimamishiwa mjumbe pale pale Suna, nani watasimamia hapo hapo kwa kina Gladys Wanga, governor hapo watatukana ni UDA, MC wa hapo watafarakani UDA, kwa sababu lengo la Kasongo ni kuleta one party state.
Yeah.
Ahakikishe kila mahali yeye ndo ameweza kuokota. Si wizi tu tunaangalia ati wizi wa kura pale debeni la urais, hapana. Yana lengo ni mara mbili ambayo ako nayo, anaangalia kama nitakosa, pengine nitakosa nisichaguliwe, lakini still bado niwe na sauti haswa kila mahali. Bado still sauti ya UDA itakuwa iko pale pale, kwa sababu ndio kusema katika parliament. Kwa hivyo itakuwa ni sawasawa kwamba tu yeye hayupo sawa, lakini kinachoendelezwa pale ni kile kile, kwa sababu mwenyewe bado yuko pale pale, chama chake kiko pale pale. Kwa hiyo hapa ni lazima tuane na vitu vili kwa pamoja. The way tunasema tumuondoe kwamba asiwe na nafasi, basi tuhakikishe mpaka mashindani huku hachaguliwi mo, lakini tukiacha hii nafasi afanye atakavyo, akikosa huku atabaki na numbers, na akibaki na numbers still sauti itakuwa ni yake vile vile. So sasa na kufuta 0 alafu na kuandika 0.
Okay.
Mbarikiwe ndugu, nashukuru kwa kuchangia, maana sijarecover vile, lakini unajua na huu nao ni uraibu. Kwa hivyo niwacheni nijipumzishe, kila laheri ndugu zangu.
Asante sana pia utanipigia, ulisema utanipigia lakini haukunitafuta, so ndashukuru. Asante sana. Mako Bura, habari gani?
Niko salama, nashukuru. Na wasalimu wote ambao mko studio. Nikianza na wewe Miguda, na msimamo nimeona ametoroka. Vile vile acha nisalimu wale ambao wako kwa comment section. Naona Goodia ananisalimia, naye mimi namsalimu. Naona Astoria pia ako hapo, Paulo ako hapo, Judith na wengine. Na wasalimu wote na nawatakia kila laheri.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Mako Bura, na kwa kujiunga na sisi. Tuko tuna mazungumzo hapa na ndugu yetu Miguda. Msimamo pia alikuwepo, lakini toka kidogo kuangalia mambo 2-3. Tunazungumzia mambo ambayo yamo katika mlingo wa siasa. Kuna kutofahamu kati ya UDA and ODM. Unaelewa ya kwamba watu walikuwa na salamu za heri, wakaandika mkataba katika point 10 agenda, ambapo ilikuwa inazungumzia yale mambo ambayo inafaa ifanyike, lakini imemaliza takriban miaka 1 na miezi 1 takriban miezi hivi, hakuna kitu ambacho kimefanyika, na kinakaa ODM wanaona kwamba hapa tulichezwa. Unajua ile kusema kwamba tulichezwa. So kuna baadhi ya vitu ambazo wanaona kwamba vitu haziko vizuri kulingana na matarajio yao, na wanaona kwamba chama cha ODM hivi karibuni itakuwa chama cha Wajaluo kutoka pale eneo la Nyanza, kulingana na venye mambo yanaendelea. And kuna baadhi ya vitu ambazo mimi nilikuwa nazungumzia hapa sana. Kuna bunge wa Homa Bay, this is Opondo Kaluma. Opondo Kaluma said that the ODM UDA MOU on inclusivity in state appointments not being honored. That's the one complaint that is coming from ODM. They feel that the inclusivity is not being honored. Yeah. And also, remember when people were celebrating the first anniversary of the 10-point agenda, it was promised that there's going to be 8-member committee, technical committee for coalition talks formed nearly a month ago. 1 month after that, there's nothing that have happened. So this one tells you that things are not in order. And also, the UDA also have rejected, we've talked about the zoning here. The UDA have also rejected the zoning stroke candidate sharing ahead of 2027, insisting on fielding candidate nationwide, which majority, good percentage of Kenyans have said there is no zoning. Let people go and compete. Yeah. And and some people also, or quite a number of politicians or those who are doing analysis of the politics are believing that in the next 6 months from today, that ODM is going to remain a Luo outfit. What is your take on those? If just to talk about. Then Miguda will join.
Okay, thank you. The issue of ODM UDA. The death of Raila Amolo Odinga, whatever was signed.
Makubura,
Can you hear me?
You're breaking.
Okay.
Or maybe Miguda can go. Can Miguda pick it when you're still organizing yourself?
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, proceed.
Proceed.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to say that since the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, what we've witnessed is, part of the agreement that was there between the UDA and the ODM cannot be honored. It cannot be honored because it looks or it seems like it was against UDA party, of course, led by the president, and Raila Amolo Odinga, not really ODM. And when Raila died, it seems, so it looks like the whole conversation around that 10-point agenda was, was buried as well. So we shouldn't expect anything as a people or as the republic, as the citizens. There's nothing positive that that arrangement, the so-called 10 agenda point, can assist or can help the people of Kenya, because that was a political agreement, let me put it so, between the president's party and Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga is no longer with us, and for that reason, the president will and has shown that he's not going to respect that particular arrangement that they had. But again, these particular arrangement that was there, more of it, it was signed because Raila was there, and of course, the president did acknowledge the power and the political muscles that Raila Amolo Odinga had. So getting into this arrangement was one way or a way of just trying to neutralize the power that Raila had. And it worked to him quite well after the death of Raila, because there's nobody who has the power to continue with the politics that Raila Odinga used to play. And for that reason, the president has simply drifted off that agreement and is not going to honor. The likes of Sifuna and the team who are trying to partly follow up on that particular move or that particular arrangement, they are coming out, or it's coming out that they're not either way liked. We are also seeing possibilities of them, quite a number of them has been thrown out of the party. And those are all indications that the president do not have a goodwill in ensuring that whatever the agreement they had are fulfilled. You mentioned about the committee that was supposed to be put in place. If the president was truly serious about it, remember these words came from the president and partly the party leader, the current party leader of ODM, Dr. Buru. We expected that before the end of the month, that technical team would have been put in place, and probably they would have advised or in one way or another ensured that the agreement has been implemented, something that we've not seen. The other issue you've talked about is the zoning. Zoning is one thing that the people of Kenya has said no to. The reason why they are doing so is because the democracy in the society does not allow or do not allow that kind of arrangement, because if suppose it continues, then what the citizens would find is leaders who are not competent, leaders who are not going to perform, as we've always seen. So it is part of the tough decisions that Kenyans have to make by ensuring that they get out of this zoning narrative. But again, I'm quite sure that on the side of the president of the UDA, they're quite happy because they might use that opportunity to sponsor their candidates. Of course, we understand and we know how moneyed the government is. So there are possibility that they might use that particular narrative or that particular stand by the citizens to support or to give opportunity to the candidates who wants to vie via the UDA party. And I'm seeing a possibility where majority of ODM members are going to shift or are going to join the UDA political party. The reason why they're doing this is because it is it is being said currently that majority of them have been convinced that they will join the party UDA. They're going to be financed. They're going to be given everything they need for them to just fight back for their political parties. And remember, they are the ones who are going to come out now to criticize the thing or this thing of UDA, especially in those areas that ODM has always dominated. So partly it is a calculated political move, but the decision of the people is coming out to be, an added advantage to the UDA political party, because they are going to ride on the fact that the people are saying zoning is against their beliefs and, of course, the democracy that is there, that currently exists.
Makobura, you stuck.
Possibly and wants to vie. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so that is my take again on the zoning issue. Something else that you had asked my view on is the projection or the belief that ODM is going to remain part of the problem that ODM is facing is they do not together. They do not want to reason together, and again, they do not want to give chance to those leaders who have a divergent opinion. That is one of the reasons why ODM is breaking, the likes of Sifuna and Babu Owino, James Orengo, and the other team. If they would have been understood or if they would have been listened to, ODM would still remain intact. But at this point, there are two factions of ODM, and that tells you that the two are all pulling in different direction. The ones who are majority of them are going to shift to UDA.
All right. Thank you so much. I can tell you
that they're being given promises. After that, after that, what we are going to witness is very few people within ODM. So by the time they're going to realize to put their house in order, there would be nobody remaining in ODM. And that is why majority of people are saying ODM is going to remain weak. And again, towards the general election, they are probably going to be weak to the extent that they'll not be able to negotiate for positions within the government. In short, the president was doing a calculated move to ensure that ODM is finished and it dies to an extent that it will never breathe again.
Okay. Now, Miguda, let me ask you, based on what is happening and these issues that maybe ODM is raising and feeling that they're not being treated the way they're supposed to be treated, because some of them claim that, okay, we came and stabilized the government. Remember, after the Gen Z, they came in as experts. The same experts are being pressured not to, especially to go attend the party, which they should not, because they are elected member. They are appointed. These are civil servants. You should not engage yourself in party politics. That is true. The other one is about the appointment that they're talking about. Of like, those are some of the things that they were promised, But now it seems that all these are not working. How is this one advantageous, especially to those who have alternative view, like Sifuna, Babu Owino, and James Orengo?
One day, Kenyans will really yearn for the Gen Z revolt, which happened, that actually it could have actualized, because they came to stabilize the government. They could have let the government go down. Right now, we could have a new government within it. So let them not stress Kenyans. Let ODM not stress them. Let them have whatever they wanted to have. Let them not come to, like me. After me, I'm very much clear in my mind. I'm very much clear in my mind. And let this one go on the record. Let them not come and disturb people about zoning. About now we are done with Ruto. We are now regrouping as ODM people. We want now to be in a position. Nonsensical. And let me tell you, if Ababu Namamba happened to be the ODM SG, is going to work effectively for William Ruto, not for the ODM people. So I don't want to stress my thoughts or my mind with this thing of ODM. What I want to say is that whenever people agree that we need to resolve these issues once and for all, don't always go and side with the oppressor, thinking that you are now going, you are forcing people, coercing us to say 2-term, causing us that we must take to the with president. So what? Right now, you have seen what's happening, and people like Junet have gone underground. They are not there. They are missing in action. Wanga is missing in action. Oburu Odinga is missing in action. Where are they? And people like Gachagua has been vindicated. Orengo told that this William Ruto, I know him. I've been in I've worked with him since 92. I know him very well. I know how he's tactical. To Ruto, he doesn't care. To him, is mathematics is aligning, because when he was touring Nyanza, remember he was having night meetings. He was meeting MPs. He was meeting ODM. So right now he has convinced some MPs and some senators who are going to go to defect to UDA, and he has his numbers. Maybe in Nyanza, he has like 20 people, Schwabet, who are going to defect to UDA,
and they might win. They
will win.
They will win.
And also in Coast and in Western, he has his numbers. So to him, he has the numbers. Even if you decide that now, you have to go to the people that, oh, William Ruto has taken ODM, he has taken over, he'll expose you. I gave you money. Wanga, I paid you. Juneta, I paid you. It's true. I bought ODM. So, Ruto, there's no way you are going to pin him down, because already he paid you, you took the money. You cannot go and cry in the media that, oh, William Ruto is taking ODM. William Ruto, no, he will send his boys and say, okay, you are paid. You are paid. And now allow me to do my things in Nyanza. Don't interfere with my activities. I paid you people. We were done.
And maybe something to add on top, especially now, if they feel like now being in UDA is unattainable, they cannot attain, or they cannot entertain the memorandum of association that they had with the UDA, they cannot attend the 10-point agenda, because as right now, none of them talks about 10-point agenda, and one thing that really costed ODM, and not even ODM, the people who have costed ODM is the leadership, especially the leadership of ODM, those who are pushing for, negotiation. Remember how especially Wanga and the NEC that gave the Oburu the mandate to start negotiating with other political minded parties, starting with the UDA, they did not take time to evaluate themselves. One, they did not take time to question themselves and say that, okay, as we know that we've lost a very strongest pillar of our party. As we speak right now, we are punctured. We are punctured. We need to see what are the spare parts that we have, or the spare wheels that we have, or what do we have in store for us. Let's go and look at our mechanical store for our vehicle, ODM. what do we have, so that we can make sure that to do the replacement, or if not the same, but something that can take us for a short period of time as we still organize ourselves. But they were very, very, very in a hurry to make decisions. First of all, the decision they made very fast was to make sure that they install Oburu Odinga, going against the constitution of the party. Remember, by the time Oburu was being installed, Miguda, we had 3 deputies of ODM. It did not even take that 40-day period of mourning that usually people take, but he was already, Then after that, they went to Mombasa, and you're going to Mombasa to celebrate 20 years of ODM. As you celebrate 20 years of somebody who made ODM to become that 20 years is lying on the grave only 1 week. Mimi niliona juzi wakaenda kwa ile SD, watu walikuwa wanalia nini? Ni ile wanasiasa hao wamejazwa na uongo. Hawa watu huwa wako na uongo ingine. Yani, these are people are actors. The best actors that you can have these are our politicians. They know how to act, And remember, before that, Wanga organized, like people of Homa Bay did not mourn Raila Odinga. Oburu was flown there. The other time he was in Migori. Remember all those. Then the Linda ground came. And maybe now, if they want to exit, who is going to return the goodies that they've been given maybe to run the Linda ground? Because the other day, Sifuna said that those meetings that they're having is not coming from party's account. Miguda, how are they going to return in case they want to exit?
Removing Sifuna was a big mistake. They could have held him in the party. They could have used Sifuna to bargain. They could have used Sifuna to exit broad base. And that was the Raila strategy. With them, they forgot Sifuna's strength. They forgot Sifuna's position. They abandoned him, kick him out. And after kicking him out, now Ruto has refused to pick their calls. You know what's happening right now? Let me tell you. Ruto is not picking Junet's Mohammed call and Wanga the way you used to pick. So they are stuck. There's no money going for them, for Linda Wananchi rallies. Now they have gone back. That's why they were in the media threatening that they zoning. If there's reducible minimum zoning. Oh, Ruto is saying that that's none of my business. I paid you. You work for me. Now
they know politicians that they're dealing with.
They know, they pretend that the Ruto. I don't know how these old people are thinking, because Ruto will take you to he will carry you with the Kenya Air Force. He shows you dollars. He takes you to State House, so you think you have reached. My friend, let me tell you. Sometimes you need to act like Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, those things to him were nonsensical issue. So Wanga and Junet were boarding Kenya Air Force. They were going to State House at night. They were being shown, but no, they were not part of the deal. There are many things that are happening. They are not even part of the scandals. They're just being given sweets. They were just what we call. They were being enticed with sweets or biscuits, thinking that is the. But there are loaves, there are cakes somewhere. Like, let me tell you, this issue of Nairobi Hospital, this issue of SGR, this issue of SHA, people like Dwale are the ones who are getting money from SHA. People like many people, more common. There are many people. There are companies, Ruto and companies, but you have not heard the name of Oburu, Wanga, Junet, when they never have the SGR, SHA, affordable houses. Even the reason why Ruto and Super South MP Karole Modi part ways. Karole Modi wanted to be part of the affordable houses because Karole Modi has invested in housing, but he was never included by Ruto. So he decided to get rid of the Ruto. So what happened here is, if there's any big scandal, Julia Duale, Ruto, Murkomen, and the companies Kiprono, Ngetich, Chelagat, but there's no Burodinga, there's no Wanga, there's no Junet. So, my friend, unapatiwa sweet na biscuit, then you think that, but there is a lot of things going on in the country. So with them, they're just boarding Kenya Air Force, going to set ups at night. They are being sponsored for underground 190. Maybe they are being given 1 billion. So they think that's the end of the world. My friend, Ruto has is tactful. He has tactically played ODM. By the time Raila died, the way he con Wanga and who? Junet. I know Gachagua has been saying this man is a con man. But we the people could have seen it. We were able to follow the script. But I don't know how these people are not able to follow to get that they are being con. So I'm glad that time has vindicated us, and I'm glad that they are going to lose their positions because they are going to be given opponents by UDA. And I'm glad that the one term was not only for William Ruto, it was for even Junet, Wang, and the friends. So, Robins, what I can say is that going forward, ODM is going to remain. I think if they try, bro, though you are giving them 40 MPs, it's too much.
No,
They
I'm
can
not.
take.
How many members of parliament? How many constituencies do we have in the Luo Nyanza?
Roughly 24.
Yeah, when you get 24, I think like Ruto even can get 14.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Get 14.
Sure.
I'm a sure bet Ruto can get 14 members of parliament,
yeah.
especially.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
ODM can get, if more, maybe 15 or 13.
And something that you have to, to me, this is what I read.
They can't raise 40 members of parliament.
Yeah.
They cannot raise 40.
Even though President William Ruto is also fighting to get his second term, President William Ruto is fighting to get a very good chunk of members of parliament, because this is going to save him. Remember, I always say this, the bar for impeachment was lowered, especially by the National Assembly. They lowered the bar for the impeachment. And that one worries everybody who becomes the president or the deputy president. So one of the things for you to protect your safeguards, the safeguards for you is to make sure that as you fight, or as president fight to get his second term, one of his safeguards is he also has to fight so that he can get good number of MPs. If he do that, or if he manage to win good number of MPs, what that one does is that he's protected of any impeachment.
But let me tell you, Robinson, that's not a headache right now. Right now, an headache is out to get second term, because once you are elected, you can buy MPs. These MPs are incompetent. You have seen them. They are all from the history.
Yeah,
you can even negotiate with the person who was runners up. You can negotiate post agreement, post election agreement.
Yeah.
So so you must maintain your MP. So what I was saying, right now we have 68 members of ODM, 68 right now, and this 68 inclusion of course Western, other parts of the country. My friend, ODM, if they try, they can take 13 members of parliament. 13 parliament. Come
that will be the Luo nation.
Yeah, Luo, but Luo nation.
Yeah.
Because right now, even in that Luo nation, we have the MDG. David Ochieng is there. We have Shakir Shabir, independent. Fatuma Mohammed, independent. So, and let me tell you, those MPs like Nyamita, Abuor,
Jalas is Nairobi.
They have gone to UDA. They will use UDA tickets.
Jalas is in Nairobi.
They will use UDA tickets. That's what I know, because you understand that the people went, even like Ojenda is going to contest Kisumu governor with UDA ticket.
So tell me, let's just talk about zoning. We look at Kisumu. Look at how much Ojenda has campaigned in Kisumu. Now you want to tell Ojenda, for instance, Tom Ojenda, that Kisumu is zoning. And I know, because like when you look at Ojenda has those who have been put in the rebel list. Remember, they're the first leaders to visit President William Ruto, even before the broad-based government. So can you tell me that you can say that, hey, Uyo Ojenda, Labda is not going to be given the ODM certificate. Maybe even he can be defeated in nomination. Then you tell Ojenda, sasa wewe kwa sababu umeshindwa, we baki tu the way Ojenda has really campaigned in Kisumu. Are you What are you telling me, boy?
That's what I'm telling you. Even that nomination, before we reach nomination, people will not go. People will not go for that nomination. If me I could be a contestant in the 2027 election, I won't participate in ODM nomination. I just follow my track with my party direct to election. I
So
go even I pick. There are many parties I can pick. I can even pick that one for Elido Walo.
yeah,
If I'm coming from Siaya, I pick that for Elido Walo. Then I go direct to the elections. Right
and
now, I can take that for Agostino Neto, UGM. I go
UGM
direct to the election. I don't need to go through ODM nominations. Expensive. It's expensive. And I'm
and
going to deny ticket.
look at what happened. I think the other day, you had a conversation that Mheshimiwa Koyo was having about on how things are happening in Moroni. So tell me, like, how would you stop Koyo? Because maybe Koyo, you are not because Koyo from the way Koyo was talking, is that he's not the favorite amongst now the leadership of ODM, including the chair of the ODM as we speak. And what was there was that the function that was in Moroni, according to Koyo, was like an introductory function for the brother of the governor to run for the seat of Moroni. Now tell me, even if you go on a fair competition, your brother is there, you're the people who are giving certificate to people, Koyo is there, and maybe you say that you carry shambolic nomination, then you say, okay, now I'm giving my brother the certificate, he has won. So you want to tell me Koyo will just say that now, let me wait for another 5 years?
Let me tell you, Bro Benson, a very good example, very good one. Right now, Gladys Wanga's brother want to be the MP for Moroni.
Yes.
Koyo wants to defend the seat. And Koyo is also popular.
Yes, Koyo
I've
is
stayed in
popular.
that constituency.
Yeah.
Then Gladys Wanga's brother automatically will get the certificate for ODM.
Yeah.
Just the way Oburu Odinga is going to give his son Jaoko the certificate for ODM and the friends Makajo's certificate for Karachonyo MP. Adipo Kumi contest. The problem we are having right now in Nyakach. In Nyakach, we have popular candidates by name.
Nyakach has money. Those guys have money.
They have money, but there are some popular. Then Trevor Ombija is not popular. He's just buying time in Season TV and Ramogi TV. Then all of a sudden, Gladys Wanga want to issue certificate to Trevor Ombija. We are going to rebel. We are going to put like 10 candidates. Let the best candidate win. Trevor Ombija will have that of ODM. Opande will have a different party. Anguda Kuja will have the Linda Wananchi. We are everyone who has decided to become MP will reach general election. Let me tell you, you will not knock me down at nomination because of ODM. As for me, actually, we have advised the young person, Kuja, don't waste your time with nomination. Go and take the Linda Wananchi ticket, contest, because it is obvious that they are going to give Trevor Ombija the ticket for the Nyakach parliamentary. Then we have also advised the Opande guy, you go direct to independent and tell her to go and take the UGM. Someone we have advised to go and take MDG, and we have also 2 people with UDA in Nyakach. So that one is sorted out. What I'm telling you is that why do you knock me in nomination and I'm popular because you want to be a favorite? That mediocrity must come to an end. That's what Sifuna was saying. Why do you knock me out and I'm popular? Number 2, why do you bring zoning? Like me, if I'm contesting the next election, my friend, let me tell you, you cannot zone for me. Zone for me, I go to the people, I go to the people with mandates, with a different party, I defeat you at general election, I go to parliament. There are many routes to parliament. I don't need to go to use ODM to go to parliament. I can go to parliament through any other political party. I can go to parliament even through.
Okay. All right. Maguda, thank you so much. Makobuda, thank you for coming back. And
Our aim is just to ensure that we get good lawmakers, we got good representatives, we got good people who can be oversight in the National Assembly. So I believe that I can say that nasema siku ya mwizi ni 40 ama niseme tu ile it has come. The people right now are exposed, are enlightened, and you cannot. But let me ask you, why do you have been an MP for 20 years? Why do you want to go back to parliament for another 5 years? What is it that you are going to do in parliament that you haven't done for the last 20 years?
money,
You have been an MP for 20
and all
years.
that. money, contracts, and all that, Mr. Miguda.
Yeah, so that's why I'll drive my point. It's money, contracts, and all. Why do you want to go and do money and contracts and business, the government, and as we are electing you to go and legislate and represent us? So if it's money and contract, you have had enough. Allow other people also to go to parliament. So me, I can say the people who have been riding with Raila wave that zoning, ODM, Raila is always right. Raila is never wrong. But it has come to an end. We are in a new era and new people. So let us not waste the time zoning. If they zone, like I've told you previously, if they zone, Ruto will give them candidates. If they convince Ruto not to plant UDA, we are going to put all candidates of Linda Wananchi from MCA to president.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda, for that. Now, if you look at ODM, and you know, there are things that Orengo said earlier, even during the burial of Raila, about the killing of multipartyism. And another interview yesterday, I don't know whether you watched it. It was one of my friends who we had a conversation with, especially in Onagi TV. If when I was there last week, the other day, I mean, like when I was there last year, that is we had a conversation in that station. And yesterday I saw Orengo there, and there's some issues that Orengo was raising. Some of them include what today was published in one of the dailies. And now when it comes to the leadership of Oburu, where now it is also rumored, I said, not very sure, but it's rumored, is something on the street that there are quite a number of people who are not very happy with the leadership of Oburu. And he has been ratified and is the chair, and he doesn't have that energy, looking at his political history, whereby he has not won any election, and energy to mobilize and even to have that control of the party. And now the way it is, it's like ODM is deflated. How can he, kind of like Miguda, turn around things, by saying that it is now not too late? We can turn around things. Let's use our internal mechanism, especially issue that is issue with Sifuna. Let Sifuna come back and reassure him, and like make Sifuna to become like that, the exit, not the exit really strategy, but a bridge to come back to the people, especially ODM. They lead even to be the front runner, so that it builds that brand of the party to bring. But do you think with the Oburu and all that leaders that surround him, will they have that to come back, and especially to let Sifuna? Makobura, hold brief for me. I'm coming.
Yes, Miguda, proceed.
In my view, I don't think that the current leadership can go back to the people and seek fresh mandates that they are going to fight for the people's right. They are going to fight for the people's freedom. Because remember, earlier, they have been supporting the rogue regime. They have been supporting anti-human rights, and they have been dining with them. People have been crying out loud that you need to be with the people, but they have declined. Right now, I don't think they can get a soft landing to the people. They are part of the regime, and if there's a matter of sweeping the regime, they are going to be swept together. So Oburu do not have the capacity to convince the people like the brother. Raila was one. We'll never have any other Raila. That was the end of him. And that is how we have to accept the realities and cope with the dynamics right now. Because the dynamics dictates, as a political animal, you need to understand the dynamics and change of times, strategy. Like I've told you, Bwana, you can't go anywhere without strategy. There's nowhere you can go. Strategy, you are going to sink the way Wang is now sinking and the friends, because they never had any strategy. Raila was the master. he was in the broad-based government, but he had an exit strategy. That was Sifuna. Very tactful. Raila was very tactful. Wanga, you are going deep, and you don't even have an exit strategy. Right now, you have been abandoned. You want to go back to the people. Which people? People are going to throw stone at you. Leave alone the people. You go ahead with William Ruto, do your business. So Makubura can just say, anytime if you got opportunity to do something for the public, try to defend the people, defend the people's right. Don't always dine with the oppressors, because one day when oppressors abandon you, you want the people. The people already have moved on. With the people we have moved on, we are yearning for change, new regime, and just like I've told you, the dynamics, good strategy will give us effective results. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And you can see, allow me to just remind our viewers that this is Brother Benson Media, and over here we do say that your opinion counts. And yeah, so yeah, before I get to the next, allow me to just once again remind you that this is Brother Benson Media. Over here we do say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly just like and subscribe, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us, na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. Goodia is saying yes, Orengo was on that radio station because Bolt mentioned about James Orengo walking to that studio without being attacked. Money never enough for some, quick bucks for some. Okay, thank you. So Miguda, I want us to also give our views on the Linda Mwananchi team that of course we saw them meeting today, and of course in their meeting it focused on the grassroots mobilization, voter registration, and building momentum for what organizers frame as a citizen-driven movement. But critics argue it is also laying the groundwork for ODM's 2027 Linda Mwananchi faction campaign strategy. So, of course, the organizers for this particular meeting were the Senate of Nairobi, Edwin Sifuna, and the Embakasi East. And part of the agenda they was having discussion is of course grassroots. Strengthening grassroots, listening to us to amplify the ordinary, where we've seen them moving to different areas, just interacting with the people. The other agenda was expanding the membership and the registration through the Linda Mwananchi website, a website that they created the other time, and of course their social media platforms. The other agenda that they also give the views on was the mobilizing supporters for Linda Mwananchi census to demonstrate numbers and of course legitimacy. So, Mr. Miguda, I just want to give you an opportunity to just give what this mean for the Linda Mwananchi. Are they regrouping, and what are the possibilities for them picking up? And does it mean that they are walking the journey alone towards 2027, or they're doing so with the other ones? And if they're walking it, are they still within this political party called ODM, or they're coming up with something else? Miguda?
Linda Wananchi just moved on. So I think they're coming something else. They're not coming with the back ODM. It's high time people moved on, because ODM are going to do poor nominations. They're not going to do good nominations. So it will force you to look for alternatives. So I think that's the alternative, because people in Linda Wananchi are people who, let me tell you, bro Mark, ODM is finished. ODM imeisha. Raila was ODM, Raila ameenda na party yake. So let's just adjust to a new thing as our people. Let us not just stick to traditions and ODM because do you think ODM one day will have a president? When Kanu went down to the east, Kanu has never produced a presidential candidate. So anyway, Nila Wananchi will be formidable, not ODM.
Okay, thank you. Allow me to also give my views on. There's a question that Brother Benson had talked about Rigathi Gachagua, where Gachagua claims that the government is shielding hired goons, while ODM was, of course, to reveal UDA's hidden deal. So, on the issue of Gashagua's claim, partly what we witnessed or what we saw in Kikuyu is a typical sign that, of course, the number of goons have increased in the country. This again we've witnessed in the many gatherings that we've always seen with the political class. Most of the goons have always interfered with the opposition rallies. That is one thing that we've always witnessed. And what is coming out is that it could be that these goons are getting support from the government. But we started seeing this, if you remember, those days when young people are going to the street, to demand for their rights. And during the Gen Zs, we saw quite a number of goons who are coming out to counter the young people. So the issue of goon is a serious challenge that the country is currently facing. And if it is not sorted or looked into, then I can say that, it is not going to be easy for the Republic of Kenya. It is, of course, a simple request to the government and the relevant authority that we have the police, we have the leaders, not just we have the relevant authorities that are able to handle and, of course, to ensure that there is peace. That is, of course, the police, and not just the police. We've got, of course, the armed forces as well. In a government where, or in a country where you see young people, and not just young people, goons coming out to thrive or to do or to take control of situations or areas or particular groups, then I can guarantee you that the country is not headed to the right direction, because the moment these goons are starting to, they're being financed, they will start regrouping, and possibly we'll have a country that is being run by goons. So it is high time that the government put a lot of pressure in ensuring that the issues of goons are sorted and are solved once and for all. It is so wrong for government or leaders to use young people who are not in good positions financially to threaten peace of others. Therefore, we call upon the relevant, most of the leaders, that they desist from this issue of hiring young people to become goons, because the moment these young people are being hired on a daily basis, they are going to turn out to be thugs. They are going to turn out to be people who are not having good intentions. And that would mean that we are a country that is breeding bad, bad characters. And when the bad characters then get everywhere, the country would not be governable. We will get to what we are seeing in Haiti. So it is upon the government, most of the national government, through the security departments, to ensure that they do not put the country in that particular state, a state where the country would not, you'd not really get to know where the country is coming and where it is headed. So the issue of goons needs to be sorted. It is not supposed to be supported whether they're being paid by the government side or the opposition side. A healthy politics is one that is played by, individual or politicians who are giving their views, countering each other based on the plans that they have. It is not countering each other with how many goons you can hire or how many goons you can manage. So it is a humble, of course, request to the relevant authorities that they do what is right. It is so painful if you do watch the rallies and most of what was happening in Kikuyu. You find that, Kenyans are fighting each other. Kenyans for Kenyans. Some of them, because they've been given some amount of money, they are fighting the other people who somehow are giving the genuine or participating in something that the Constitution allows them. The Constitution of the Republic of Kenya allows and gives the people the mandate and, of course, the opportunity to gather, to speak freely. So when you are paid as a young person to go and interrupt, then it is not being right or it's not doing what is right. And therefore, the people who are financing such, let them respect the country. Let them remember that Kenyans have come from far, coming from far to an extent where we've lost quite a number of Kenyans while they are fighting or reminding the people in leadership that they have a country to protect. So it is, of course, a reminder. That would be my remarks on that particular claim. Of the high number of goons, so young people. So I don't know. I think I'm having a little bit problem with my internet. Yeah, but just like I've said, it is, of course, it would be wise that all these issues are looked into and, of course, sorted with a lot of if I do, allow me once again to say a big thank you to everyone who joined us. And of course, starting from Florence, Austin, Dede, and Dede Zemekaya. At the comment section, allow me to acknowledge the presence of Goodia. Thank you so much, Goodia. Ostarico Ogola, thank you so much. Paulo, thank you so much. Judith, asante sana. And everyone who joined us today, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate and, of course, to say a big thank you. Thank you for having time to join us. Thank you for coming out. I've noted that a good friend, Goodia, I do not really know what the problem is, but I think it's the change in weather that is making it a little bit difficult for me, affecting my internet. But I hope that the next time we are coming in, I'll be having a good internet. So thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. We really appreciate. And just like we do say that this is for the Benson Media. However, here we do say that your opinion, of course, counts. You can always join us, or if you want to join the panelists, just give us a comment. We do share the link. You can always join the link and, of course, come and give us your views. And whenever you're coming, don't be fearful. Just give your views without fear, because the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya gives us, of course, that particular right, so long as you're not interfering with other people's rights as well. So I want to take this opportunity to appreciate and say thank you to everyone who joined. And of course, to remind you that we do have this kind of conversations on a daily basis. You can always join us so that you can give your view and also watch what we are doing. I also want to remind you that we are live on our sister channel Kikao na Sauti, where if you are watching from that other side, we request you as well to simply like and subscribe. So thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, good year. We are also wishing you all the best, and of course reminding you to take care. We appreciate your presence and of course your support. May God bless you. May God bless you. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, see you again. Have a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, blessed evening, a blessed night. See you again tomorrow.